I'm back. I'm back. Come on. Come on. It's the Red Hot Mic. It's the Red Hot Mic. You need to get them, come on in this house because there's lions and there's tigers and wolves and bears. Oh my. Come on in this house. Let's talk interracial marriage. Ow! Come on. Come on in this house. It's yours truly, G. Alfred Palmer, coming back at you. I'm back at you one more time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. A toast to you the most. Come on in this house. It's warm in here because it's the Red Hot Mic. Cheers. All right. Yeah, let's do it. I want some lights. Lights, camera, action. Come on. Yeah. Thank you for coming one more time. into the Red Hot Mic, where we come to ruminate, elevate, and to activate. Please, if you would you subscribe, like, and share? Hit the notification bell. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, trhmgap at gmail.com. You can see it scrolling at the bottom of the page. Come on. It's the Red Hot Mic. Back at you. Back at you. One more time. One more again. Yeah. Yeah. Come on in, ladies and gentlemen. Come on in. I appreciate you. I appreciate you highly. Woo! Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming in one more time. We appreciate you. And I'm highly appreciative that you're here with me one more time. Listen, I am here and I want to talk about why did I get married? Why did I get married? Well, that's a good question. But why did you get married to who you got married to? Is a real question. We want to talk about interracial relationship, interracial marriage today on our broadcast. I don't care if it's morning, noon, night. So if it's morning, good morning, guten Tag. If it's good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am so glad that you're with me one more time. Let me get all these lights off my face so we can look each other in the eyes. Hi, how you doing? Listen, I am excited. I am really excited. I had so much going through my mind just now. We're here again with the Red Hot Mic, and we're going to talk about relationships. And I had a conversation concerning this very topic, and I was told that because of what some folks are seeing on Facebook and some of the other social media platforms, that Black women are now being selected at a higher rate by white men. And I want to address that in our broadcast today. I really do, because I think it is something that needs to be addressed. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. But first, let's do
In our current global climate, we're facing challenges never before experienced by this generation. Oppositions where no one seems to have clear directions or answers to the risks facing us. Confrontations like racial and gender unrest, political gerrymandering, toxic leadership, economic crisis, global pandemic, health threats, pre-existing medical conditions, isolation, boredom, and loneliness are driving people to desperation. As a result, people are confused, afraid, anxious, and perplexed, and they need answers to some tough questions and even tougher situations. They are looking into different outlets for answers to gain assurance and consolation. Some have drawn closer to the embrace of family, while others look more towards their friendships, education, and even religion. What we need is a fresh voice of truth and clarity, and not a stale religious echo from the past. There's a re-emerging voice on the horizon that isn't afraid to stand alone and give spiritual and mentally sound direction to a world searching for answers. G. Alfred Palmer offers a voice of sound human development and empowerment to those willing to hear. There's a need for new ideas to old principles, a perspective from a timeless origin, but with current vision, a thought leader who understands what it means to stand alone and speak truth when some are hard of hearing. But if you've been waiting to hear a voice that opens the gates of freedom and breaks the shackles of confusion to allow you to step forward into the dawning of a new and exciting future, then it's time to bridge the gap with Dr. G. Alfred Palmer. He is a dynamic speaker, thought leader, and entrepreneur, equipped to elevate, expand, and extend the development empowerment, and leadership of his audiences. He stands ready to speak at your next event. His delivery is guaranteed to refresh, entertain, and transform. G. Alfred Palmer bridges the gap from uncertainty to the purpose, to passion, and leadership. Book him today for your next event, and you won't be disappointed.
I'm back. Listen, I want to thank everybody for that. Miss Nicole, thank you for joining me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it highly. Listen, um, I need your support. I need your support. I need you to subscribe. I need you to like, share, hit the notification bell. Please do that for me. I will greatly appreciate you and put you on my Christmas list. I also need, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, THRHMGAP@gmail.com. It's being scrolled at the bottom of the page as well. So if you would, that would be very much appreciated. Well, it's that time. It's that time. And what we do is we give homage to Mr. Kevin Samuels. And the way we do that is we recognize once again our candle of the evening, Apoteca, which is a charcoal blend, that we have become very accustomed to and we have enjoyed. I want to share with you a little bit. It says that Apoteca is a cedarwood and sandalwood combined with notes of smoky amber and oud to build a broody, full-bodied fragrance. Our extraordinary scents burn clean, enhancing any room with beautiful, simple design. Our candles are made with a high-quality soy wax blend. I like this particular candle, and I hope you do too. Now, I have a new fragrance. I'm going to be introducing tonight. And it's a new one that I just received. So I'm hoping that the music's not too loud for me. Let me back it down some. Okay, so we have a new fragrance tonight that we're going to be introducing. Well, I don't know. I think I have done this fragrance before, but we're gonna share it with you again. It's called Acqua de Parma Cipresso de Toscana, Cipresso Toscana, inspired by the Tuscan countryside, opens the exhilarating top notes of Star Askin and Ema, combined with sparkling notes of orange and petite grain. At the heart of the combination, sage and lavender bring in an aromatic note, while balsamic notes of Italian cypress and pine evoke a sensation of tranquil well-being. Wow, that's a lot. So as you know, I always try to do these on the air and not before, so that I can give you an honest. This one came out a little weird. So okay. This particular scent, I can definitely smell the lavender. I love lavender. I don't know. Lavender, and then there's pine needles, orange, cypress, and star asin accord. I don't know what that is, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. But what I do smell is the lavender. It's a soft scent. It definitely is a soft, gentle scent. I do smell the underpinnings of orange, and I definitely Definitely strong note of lavender. Yeah, definitely. Uh, I like the scent. I mean, I like scents. Period. Um, if you want to, it is Aqua de Parma Cypressol de Toscana, and that's I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it is a scent that I really think you'll like. This is a I think this is a more of a romantic kind of let's get close kind of let's go on a date and let's have a those kind. This is a real good scent. I think a lady would like this, and so gentlemen, maybe something you might want to check it out. All right, all right, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. We want to again recognize Mr. Kevin Samuels for his contribution, and to thank him once again for his contribution to humanity and to the betterment of mankind. So, well, it's that time now. As we always do, I always introduce what I call the answer wheel. Now, with the answer wheel, you know that it gives us an opportunity to allow the universe to express to us an answer to a question that we may have had difficulty answering. So, if that's you, then this portion of the show is for you. And what we're doing is we're just getting out the way and we're allowing the universe to become the host of the show. And so what we do is as you can see, there is the answer wheel, and on the answer wheel, we have some answers, and the answers say maybe, it says definitely, no way, try again, ask a friend, and yes. And so what we do is we give the answer wheel a little go, and we look for it to answer our question that we may be have been looking for an answer for. And tonight, the answer is definitely, definitely, definitely. So whatever it is that you're faced with right now, the answer is definitely. Definitely is, and I say this, and I always have said it, and will continue to say it. Definitely is more than just yes. It's more emphatic. It's more directive. It's it's more it's more in your face, and it's saying this is it. Okay, so I want to allow you to um, just make sure you understand that this is your opportunity to move in a certain act in a certain way. Definitely. I don't know what that means for you. I'm not even going to try to answer it, but I really believe that this is your opportunity. Now, some people say, well, this is a silly way to get answers. Well, what isn't? What isn't? God, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, answers questions and provides answers in a myriad of different ways. We can't limit it. All we can say is I have faith and that the universe will answer. Well, however the universe chooses to answer, I'm okay with it. And this is a way to answer it. So I again is is your opportunity to accept what the universe is saying relative to your situation. I don't know what it is. I'm all I can tell you is that the universe is saying definitely. That's all I can tell you. Definitely. Okay? All right. I'm glad about that. That is a well, tonight's topic is something that I think that I didn't even play music with that one this time. I normally like my music. This one right here. I normally like that one when your answer is definitely. Definitely, definitely, definitely. And so the music plays and you get definitely. Okay. All right. Anyway, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Anyway, pomegranate juice. This is a good antioxidant. You want to try to get some of that. And I don't know if you like pomegranate juice. I like the taste, and so I do I do have a tendency to drink it. Okay, so tonight we're talking about uh, I think a subject that is very very important, that a lot of people don't talk about a lot about because it will fray the sensibilities of some people, and that's not my intent. My intent is not to fray your sensibilities, but to give you a. I think I want to play some music. Can I play some music? I want to play it, but I want to play it lowly or low. Um, and the reason why I want to do this particular subject is because I was talking with some folks, and I was told that currently what's happening is that women of color, particularly black women, are more and more being chosen by white men. You know, and if that's, I'm not here to go against anybody's desires. That's your case, fine. But I'm gonna stick to statistics, data. Okay, I'm gonna stick to facts, and to present some information that says certain things. So, why did I get married? Well, I think marriage is critical, critical, to those that um, seek it. And I think for the majority of people, there is an innate desire to be married. Okay. But the important thing is to be married to the right person. And the right person has nothing to do with a person's race. It really doesn't. It has more to do with vision and purpose than anything else. Um, However, what I'm hearing, I was told that because of what's happening on social media, and there's people that are promoting interracial relationships over social media, that means that they're happening on a more frequent basis. And I'm told that black women are being chosen by men of other races, particularly white men, to have relations or to be married. Now, I'm not, again, I'm not putting down anyone, but I need to speak truth to this because I am concerned about our girls, females, and women. And when I say that, I'm concerned about black women. Why? Why am I concerned? Well, because the statistics say that they're the least married. They're one in four will get married. And some will say, well, I don't want to get married. That's fine. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the ones that want to get married. Okay. So there's one in four that get married, and then of the one in four that get married and get divorced, 80% of those are filed by women. And so that says a lot relative to um, wanting, in a lot of cases, to still try this sexual marketplace to see if they can do better. Many think that they can, and so they in the relationship to go out and try their hands at something else. I've I had a thought come to me relative to this particular idea, and I was told that the idea came that women meet that significant other early in life, but many of them will shy away from that particular individual for varying Reasons that reason is different to each and every one of them. But for the most part, many of them think that they can do better, but they don't. But here's the deal: the universe operated in your behalf at a very young age, and that was intentional. And so, in that, the universe operated in your behalf at a very young age, but you chose to go another direction. What you've done is you have jeopardized your future. So that that guy that you turned away because he's a little chubby or shy or nerdy, or maybe not as handsome or as you want, or maybe he's not as tall, or built or whatever. Maybe he's not as educated or articulate. Maybe he's not whatever you're looking for. And so you gave up and moved on. But I'm of this mindset. Women are very strategic and very creative, very persuasive, and have the ability to transform and change things. For instance, you give her a home, she gives you, you give her a house, she gives you a home. You give her groceries, she gives you a meal. You give her a seed, she gives you a baby, because she always has the ability to increase the value, to increase. So with that man that might not have been everything, you could have increased him. You could have increased him. Barack Obama would never have been a president without Michelle Obama. Bill Clinton would never have been president without Hillary Clinton. Wouldn't have happened. It would not have happened. You ladies play a very significant role. Fellas, she plays a significant role. The right one does. Okay. But many of us are choosing from the wrong criteria. And as a result of that, there's problems. Anyway, what I want to talk about is what was talked to me about. And there was a question or a comment made relative to Black women being selected by Caucasians. And I want to say this because it's important for our daughters to understand the truth as it pertains to marriage. Now, this information that I'm going to present to you have been gathered from different sources. I'll include the sources in the description, but I'm going to share some things with you. It says, according to the census, the number of interracial married couples, has increased from 310,000 in 1970 to 650,000 in 1980. That's in 10 years. And then from 964,000 in 1990 to 1.5 in 2000. And it's continued to go up and up and up and up. So it's increasing, but the increase that is taking place is not a real significant one. It's not that it's not significant, but it's one that is not significant enough to understand that it's creating a big difference or change. Sure, there are more Black and white relationships as far as Black women and white men, but there are more relationships across the board. Across the board, whether those Black men with white women with Hispanic men, etc., across the board, all of them go up. But do they go up significantly to enough to change the dynamic within a culture? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I'll give you some more data. Married couples in the United States, white wives with white husbands is 97.9%. So that's 98% of the time whites will marry whites. But that's across the board. That's across the board. Most races will marry within its race. That's not a bad thing. That's to ensure racial continuance, racial legacy. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, Black wives with Black husbands is 95.4%, which says that there's a larger percentage of Blacks not marrying than there is whites not marrying. But it's not much. It's not much. It's not. It may be 2%, 3% at the most. Okay. But when we look at let's say some of the other areas, like white husbands with black wives, 3.9%. 3.9%. Excuse me, take that back. Black husbands, what did I say? Let me redo that. Let's go with white husbands with black wives. White husbands with black wives, 3.9%. I was correct. Okay. 3.9. Okay, so let's look at black black husbands with white wives. Black husbands with white wives is 8.6%. Doubled. Okay. So what are we saying is that races are sticking together, but in the case of blacks, there is a larger percentage not marrying each other, and that percentage seems to be moving toward black men marrying outside of their race. Black men marrying outside of their race. Here's some more data. It says white America were statistically the least likely to wed interracially, though in absolute terms they were involved in interracial relationships more than any other racial group due to their demographic majority. 2.1% of married white women and 2.3% of married white men have a non white spouse. 1% of all married white men were married to an Asian American woman. And 1.1% of married white women were married to men classified as other. In other words, they didn't want to tell us exactly what race, but we can imagine. Okay, 4.6% of married black American women and 10.8% of married black men had a non-black spouse. So 5%, it's almost 5% for black women, 11% for black men to marry non-black spouses. 8.5% of married black men and 3.9% of married black females had a white spouse. Okay. So 9% of black men and 4% of black women were marrying outside of race. That's what it says. Okay. The most common interracial marriage in the United States is Asian American females married to white American males. This is followed by a white American female married to a black American male. So here's my point. Here's my point. I'm saying this because I'm concerned for black women. Here's why I'm concerned. Social media wants you to think that white men are marrying you, and they're not. They're not marrying you. The only one that's marrying you is black men. And that's what's important for you to understand. The only one, most races stick by marry themselves. That's not a bad thing, and it's not something that we should be surprised at. But here's the thing. No one's going to marry you, the majority of you. Sure, but see here, a lot of females think that they're different than everyone, that they're special. You're not special. The bell curve says that we're more alike than we are different. So you being selected outside of your race is an anomaly. It's not the norm. And so if you're going to marry within your race, what has to happen is that you have to become what black men are looking for. I see so many black men now talking about getting their passports. I see folks throwing up their passports and going to other countries. This is not what we should be doing. Now, I've talked about black men doing that. We should not be doing that. There are black women here that fit the mold. There's a difference between females and women. There are black women here that fit the mold of what you're looking for. And you're what she's looking for. How do you find her is the question. How do you find her, or how does she find you? You should look at one of my last videos where I talk about the 12 steps to rediscovery of your masculinity vision. I talk about that very subject. But let's look at it. It says here, at the same time, intermarriage or interracial marriages has trickled down among recently married Asians and remain more than less stable among Hispanic newlyweds. In other words, Asians and Hispanics stay within their group, but doesn't everyone? Mostly everyone does. Even though intermarriage has not been increasing for these two groups, they remain far more likely than blacks or white newlyweds to marry someone of a different race or ethnicity. About 3 out of 10 Asian newlyweds, 29%, have a spouse of a different race or ethnicity. The same is true for the Hispanics. So in basically 1/4, 1 out of 4 will marry outside. 1 out of 4 will marry outside their race. That's Asian and Hispanic. For newly married Hispanics and Asians, the likelihood of intermarriage is closely related to whether they were born in the US or abroad. That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. If Hispanics or Asians are born in this country, it increases the opportunity of them being able to uh, assimilate in varying cultures, and they will, whatever they expose themselves to the most, or whether they have an affinity for more than likely, they will go toward that particular racial group. Okay, but it's still a small group, 1 out of 4. Okay, so being born in a culture, not only that would you suspect that be with those Hispanics and Asians in America, but that would be anywhere in around the world. If you lived in a certain country long enough, you would probably eventually marry someone from that particular culture, if you are of the marrying type. The pattern is similar among Asian newlyweds, three-fourths of whom are immigrants, while 24% of foreign-born Asians newlyweds have a spouse of a different race or ethnicity. This share this share rises to 46% among those that are born in the United States. So it elevates to almost 50% when they're born here, whereas if they're born somewhere else, it is 24%. So it just goes to show us that when it comes to Asians are more likely to marry outside of race if they're here than even Hispanics are. Because with Hispanics, it's it's uh it's if Hispanics are born uh in their home country, they 15% of them will marry non Hispanic, but if they're born here, 39%. So and if it's Asian is and they're born in foreign country, or they it's 24%, but if they're born here, it's 46%. So it's interesting. It's really interesting. It says with African Americans and Asians, the ratio are even further imbalanced, with roughly 5 times more Asian females and African males marriages than there are Asian males and African female marriages. So Asian females are marrying black men more than White men are marrying black women. African Americans and Asian Americans interracial marriages by gender is high according to the census. The total number of Asian Americans and African American interracial marriages are low, only 0.22% for Asian American males marriages and 1.3% for Asian female marriages. So, what am I saying? I'm saying all this to say this: we need to marry with our own. And the only way that you can marry your own is to be marriage material. If you're not marriage material, you will not be selected. Now, some of you say, I'm okay with that. Okay, if you're okay with that, I'm not talking to you, but I'm talking to the young girls. I'm talking to the young females. I'm talking to you that desire to be married. If you want to be married, you have to make yourself marriage material. Well, how do you do that? How do you make yourself marriage material? Well, you have to understand what characteristics men are looking for. I've made a list. I made a list. Now, all of these are not going to apply. I know that, and I'm not making this list to say that you got to carry all of them. Men are different. They look for different things, but some of these things are the things that men are looking for. You need to be able to identify what it is that he's looking for and see if that's who you are. If you are that person, I'm not saying be something that you're not. I'm saying be yourself. If that doesn't fit, then you must quit. Move on. But if it fits, then maybe there's a relationship there, the possibility of a relationship. So let's look at some of these characteristics that men want in women. First thing is they want femininity. That goes without saying. I have a list here. It's pretty long. And the next one is fitness. Listen, gentlemen, if you can't carry her across the threshold, you have no business marrying her. That's why they did it. That's why that tradition has come into being. A man should be able to carry a woman. If you cannot carry her, you should not marry her. Inspirational. We need inspiration. Men need to be inspired. And a woman needs to be able to inspire. Nurturing. When a man spends all day out fighting, he needs to be nurtured and taken care of. Energetic. Here's a problem. A lot of our women aren't energetic because they're not fit. They're not fit. And so you're not energetic. Sure, you don't feel like you have a need to take care of him or to be nurturing toward him. No, you don't. And that's because of that, you're by yourself. The next thing is no children. No children. That's what men look for. The men look for women that don't have children. A man does not want to raise another man's seed. If you want to go into further, I got other videos that go into that. The next one is stability in the 8 elements of femininity development. Now I got some tapes that talk about what the 8 elements are and what they are and how we are to develop in those. So you can go back and look at some of those. I'm not going to go into it. Now, the next one is submissiveness. Now the idea of submissiveness has been taken and misconstrued. I have a tape about that as well. Submissiveness is not to a gender; it's to an idea. Look at one of my videos, you'll see it. The next thing is strategic thinker. Women are strategic thinkers. They're global thinkers. Women are. Females aren't. Females are selfish, self-centered, and live for the moment. Women are global thinkers. And it's so much so that you have to be careful. As a man, you got to reel her in because she'll go way out there, man, because that's the way she thinks. But because we are targeted thinkers, She is more of a global thinker is not so much a strategic as it is global. The man is more strategic. The woman is more global. But a woman needs a strategic thinker, and a man needs a global thinker. So we need each other. So it's not strategic thinker, it should be global thinker. Thank you. All right. Next is family oriented. She's got to understand that what a family is. A family is not a family if there's no father and husband in it. They are blood relatives. A single parent home is just that, a single parent home. It is not a family. A family constitutes father, mother, children in the same home. And so a family oriented woman understands the necessity of both parents in the home raising the children, and that is a priority, not your happiness, not your feelings. See, because happiness is a feeling. It's about your duty. It's about your vision. It's about your purpose. It's about your legacy. It's not about your feelings. Now, I have a lot of these. And if you would like to get the list that I have, I'm not going to go any further. I'm going to stop right there. If you would like to get the list that I have I have over 40 of 40 characteristics men want in women. Not all of them is what he's looking for, but these first 5: femininity, fitness, inspiration, nurturing, and energetic, spells fine. Fine. That's what men want. He wants a fine woman. He wants a fine woman. Feminine, fit, inspirational, nurturing, and energetic. But if you want this list, email me. The email is underneath. Email me, and I'll send this to you. I'll email it to you. In exchange for you subscribing, liking, sharing, and hitting the notification bell for this particular video. I appreciate you. But we've got to rescue our women. Fellas, we've got to rescue our women and let them know the only one that is vetting for them is us. And if we're to select them, we need them to understand what it is that we're looking for. Thus, the list that I just started mentioning. I want our women, ladies, I want you to have someone. You deserve someone. Everyone else has someone. Why not you? And I'm talking to those that want a mate. I'm not talking to those that don't. I'm not even talking to you. So you don't have to email me, and you don't have to whatever. I'm not speaking to you. I'm talking to those that want a mate. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. And we're starting to not be as verbose. I'm trying to cut it down. But we can pick up here, if you like, on the next video and talk a little bit more about this list. But if you want the list, I'll give it to you. Hit the email and we'll get it to you. Well, that's it for this session. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for coming in to this house, for ruminating, elevating, and activating with yours truly. Until the next time we come together, peace.